in. All right. Todd,
yeah, that's really
your question.
Super good advice. So thank you. Those are good responses. It's really good to see that. And I like the T structure. So the second practice that you had was this map source. It deals with Western and Central Europe, the progress of the Reformation to 1560. And so the A task is to describe how the historical situation in England led to the political change in the 1500s. The B task was to explain how the situation represented in the map demonstrates a change from the political situation in the German lands prior to 1500. And the C task explained how the situation represented in the map caused political change in France after 1560. Okay, so we can go to the first response. The A response is, the next slide, Katie.
I'm on it. I think there's just a little bit of a lag.
Delay, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay.
Okay, I'm still not seeing it. Oh, there we go. All right.
All right.
So this is a handwritten response from Melissa. And again, no mascot or school provided, but yeah, we really want that because we want to give a shout out. We want to give you props. So here we go. The T structure in 1500, England, King Henry VIII wanted an annulment from his wife, Catherine of Aragon, because she couldn't produce a male heir. So that is our topic sentence. In the green, we have Pope Clement VII wouldn't allow it because the marriage was consecrated. Henry VIII was annoyed, broke away from the Pope by forming the Church of England.
All right, I'm not sure if we lost a little internet there.
Katie, can you hear me?
I could. I think we lost you for just a minute or.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right.
But the purple then is this analysis. This now named him head of the church, which gave him power to divorce his wife. So I just put down here some other evidence to consider. I think this would probably get the point. That's why we used it as a sample. But the other evidence to consider, it's about dynasty, not doctrine, right? So in England, it's quite different. It's about, I have to carry on the Tudor family. And so you might want to also talk about essential for the House of Tudor to demonstrate stability after the recent War of the Roses claims to English throne. So one thing you want to also do is think about this, is to use that language of the prompt to respond to the prompt, as Katie was talking about. The historical situation in England led to political change because that will help really kind of focus you. Okay, so we can go to the B task. Hope the internet holds.
Yep.
Explain how the situation represented in the map demonstrates a change in the political situation in the German lands prior to 1500. And so we'll take a look at our topic sentence there in the blue. In the 1560s, princes within the German lands sought more independence from the Catholic Church than before the 1500s. So good topic sentence to start. In this kind of green lime color, many of these German lands, or princes I put in brackets for you, broke from the Catholic Church for economic reasons like keeping the Catholic tithe. And that's a strange word. Students don't really know, but it is tithe, which is the tax money. So I knew what the student was talking about. For themselves and political independence, free from papal authority due to the Peace of Augsburg. So we got really good examples and evidence in there. And then the analysis is that allowed for limited religious freedom between Lutheranism and Catholicism. So that response from Hang at Connor High School in Hebron, Kentucky. So go Cougars, that's pretty good. There's some other evidence you could mention there, or anybody, because in these responses, you could mention that Catholicism was the dominant religious and political authority prior to the Reformation, because it was asking for before. The invention of the printing press to spread Luther's ideas. And then the HRE, the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, unable to fully put down the Lutheran momentum due to Siege of Vienna by the Ottomans, later by the Habsburg-Valois Wars. So that's more of an after, but those were things that I was popping into my head as we were doing this. And then the C task, how did the situation represented in the map cause political change in France after 1560? We're talking about France now. So if the situation represented in the map caused political change in France, so I love that because they were using the language of the prompt to respond to the prompt, because it shows the Calvinist movement in France. So boom, really good topic sentence. In the green, we have the evidence Calvinism grew strong roots in France, even though that was forbidden. Estimated 40% of the nobility were Huguenot or French Calvinists. Spread of Calvinism eventually led to the turmoil in France with events like St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. So that's really nice evidence. And then the purple, eventually this shift in religious beliefs led to political change in France with the coronation of the Protestant King Henry IV. So Julia, good job with that. Just some other evidence you could consider, because this leads into those French wars of religion. You mentioned Bartholomew's Day Massacre. Certainly the War of the Three Henrys is within that French wars of religion, and it all leads to the 30 Years' War. So really good job with that.
Nice.